right, so we're here in Roanoke, Virginia for the course preview for the 2025 USA Cycling Cross Country National Championship race. Little Nino is excited about this. It's amazing to think that an 8-year-old even can comprehend the significance of an event like this. But regardless, he jumped out of the bed at about 6 a.m. to get ready to go meet some of his teammates and friends at the Explore Park in Roanoke, which was about an hour-and-a-half drive from us. And I will be the first to tell you, for people all over the country watching this, we are blessed to be that close away to be able to get up here and ride. So I don't take that for granted. But that being said, little man was, literally with his eyes still shut, hopped out of the bed, put his clothes on, was ready to roll. He was excited to see what this course was going to be. He had raced Explore Park before last year, but it's a completely different course. And so getting into this is going to be a course preview. It's filmed at 1.5 speed, so it's a little bit faster. You can adjust your speed on YouTube in the settings if you want to see exactly what it is. Slow it down a little bit to where you can get a better view of it. But this is kind of just to give you an idea. Hopefully you get a chance to pre-ride it in advance. But if you don't, hopefully this video will help you out. If you do get to pre-ride it in advance, I think you'll still be able to utilize this vehicle to refresh your memory as it gets closer to time to race. And I hope you get some benefit out of it. We usually do as well. So appreciate you watching as usual. Please do us a favor. This is 8-year-old Nino O'Connell's channel. If you could like and subscribe to his channel. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. And your subscription is free. It doesn't cost you a thing. You don't have to pay any money for the account. Just hit the button, subscribe, help little man out. And that helps us get the videos for his races and course previews and all the other things that we do that are pretty cool for a little 8-year-old kid. Get it out to a whole bunch of people. And our goal is to motivate others to get out on the trail and ride or race or whatever they want to do, but to get off the daggone video games, get outside and get some exercise and some fresh air. So I appreciate you watching. Check in this vehicle. I'll narrate some of it, especially some of the more technical and difficult spots, because as you know, videos don't always do the course justice, and there's some spots in here that are very much that way. So good luck in the National Championship. We'll see you in Roanoke mid-July. All right, so when you come off the parkway onto the Explore Park Drive, it's a pretty long road, but come down a mile and a half, 2 miles, somewhere around there, and you're going to come to an area that looks like a little town. There's a parking lot off to the right, and I encourage you to park there. I will be the first to tell you that I don't know exactly where the start-finish line is going to be. As you know, with these types of things, the officials and organizers, call audibles at the last second and make a little bit of adjustments. So I have an idea, but I don't even want to say it publicly because I would hate to be wrong. That being said, what it does appear to be in the area of the start-finish line is a phenomenal start and finish. It's very wide. It's very it's part of it uphill. It's got great surface, paved road. It just truly is a good start-finish line, and it will be comparable to other national level events. So I don't think anybody will be disappointed with that. But this primary video is to show you the actual single track course and get you an idea of what inside the woods looks like. That being said, after you leave this parking lot, follow the route here. There is a GPX on USA Cycling's link for the National Championship race. I encourage you to download that to your computer. That will help you navigate. It's not extraordinarily tricky in the woods, but there are several little turns, and there's not any official signage at this point. So I do encourage you to download that GPX. That will help you navigate throughout the course. And this is primarily just to let you see what it looks like and get you kind of oriented with what to expect. And as I said in the first narration, videos don't always do this justice. And when I was watching this video, it is not near as steep on video as it is in person. I clearly have ridden trails that are much steeper than this, but it definitely has some very punchy, steep sections. Not overly long, but very steep. And I think there's still being some construction done to this, so it may fine-tune a little bit more than that. And honestly, I wish they stopped right now because I think it's in phenomenal condition for a national championship course. But that being said, I saw tools and some fresh dirt, so I think they're still fine-tuning some of the sections that are being developed just for this race. But as you go into the single track here, it starts off after coming off the road into a slight downhill, super fun. Off-camber routes, pure Virginia. This is what I call Virginia Classic single track. And it rolls like this for a good period of time, around sometimes tight turns, sometimes very flowy turns. It's really I would call it a hodgepodge of everything in mountain biking at the initial part of this course. And you ultimately proceed down a hill, cross a couple little bridges, and then you start doing the first climb. The first part of this course, I really didn't think anything was even remotely challenging, climbing or descending. But as it gets more to the halfway point, that's when things start to pick it up again, and true fitness will show in those areas there. All right, going down through this section right here, the characteristics of the trail change slightly. It gets a little bit more narrow. I'm not going to say technical, but the routes are a little bit more profound, and just everything kind of tightens up. You get a little bit of a tighter feel. You start going down a semi-steep downhill, and then there's a hard left turn. And this is where I think there may be some construction that's still going to be done. I really wish that it wasn't, because it was really nothing more than raked and leaf blown out. And it's off camber, but it really is, I just think, an awesome section of trail, because it's difficult to ride. It definitely limits speed based on handling skills, because it's tight and kind of twisty. And ultimately, it navigates through this side bank for a period of time, and then it takes a truly incredible hard left turn up this gnarly steep hill. Just a few seconds here in the video, you'll see Nino going up this thing, and it's honestly amazing that he was able to climb it. I'm not going to tell you that it's easier to climb than it would be to run. I will say this: if you have an open course, there's nobody in front of you, then you're probably going to be a lot faster riding it for sure. But Lord help you if you had somebody that's slower or is not that good of a climber, or has a difficult time keeping it in the middle of the trail, zigzagging a little bit. It's going to do nothing but mess you up, and I truly do believe that you probably could hop off your bike and run faster. But taking out the dismount and mounting back on, it clearly would be faster to stay on the bike and ride. At the highest level, of course, that's going to be the case. But regardless of your fitness level at this particular section up this hill, it is hard. And you will know that you climbed it. I don't care if they come in there and use tools or machines or whatever. You can't change steep. And honestly, I think they can only make it harder. If they loosen up the dirt and it becomes more fresh dirt, then it's probably going to be a little slicker. Lord help, if it was to rain, it would be slicker than snot. And, it clearly is in excess of 20% for a short period of time. But little Nino is 8 years old. Now, he's one heck of a climber, but still, he's 8 years old, and he was able to do this without putting a foot down. So if he can do it, most all of you can as well. But I will say this: when you get to the top, though it's not long, when you get to the top, you at least know that you did it. And from this point on, it's kind of the course changes a little bit, and it kind of goes away from some rooty areas into this now baby head boulder area. And you'll see, hopefully the video shows it, but it's anywhere from like softball size to small pumpkin size baby head boulders. And it's kind of interesting because the trail morphs into these various sections, and after you get off this real off-camber, real fresh trail, it goes into this baby head boulder section, and then it leaves a baby head boulder section and goes into a real new modern style bench cut along a real steep section of trail. And so it really changes throughout the whole time, which I think is pretty cool because that's kind of how all trails throughout mountain biking are. There are various sections of trails and various trail designers, and this trail really encompasses all types of it, which I think is really probably the proper setting for a national championship course. But follow along and you'll see what I'm talking about. Just to add in a little extra about the happenings for that particular week. The marathon is over at Carvin's Cove, and I know people come from all over the country to race the national championship race, and some of you may be coming just for marathons, and some may be coming just for cross country. But I will say Carvin's Cove is an amazing trail system. When I first started mountain biking 20 years ago, that's one of the places where I started at, and it's just phenomenal. And so if you're looking to or on the fence about doing the marathon, man, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. The course is amazing. I've seen what the preview is, and I think there's, of course, GPX for that as well on USA Cycling's website. But it has some incredible trails. It's difficult, but it's not like so hard that you just would be absolutely miserable. I would hope not, at least. That being said, I encourage you to do that. And then the short track in downtown Roanoke, I believe it's at Elmwood Park. And they have like custom designed this, super spectator friendly. It's going to have like a World Cup vibe to it. And it truly is going to be, I mean, it's going to be an absolute show. And whether you're coming to just race cross country or coming to race marathons, whatever the case may be, I encourage you to at least check out the cross country event on the weekend and the short track for sure. The short track is going to be, mountain biking, as you know, it's sometimes pretty difficult to get to see what's happening. But this short track course is clearly not the case. They have all but made it for, Red Bull TV or some, television network to be able to cover this thing. It's a phenomenally made course. And I think it's going to be exciting for Virginia to be able to host something this magnitude for the next 2 years. And they're really putting their money where their mouth is up in the Roanoke Valley. So just encourage you to check out these particular courses. If you're on the fence, I'm very familiar with all of these areas, and I've ridden all over the country, and this is top-notch riding. All the courses are super quality. This is not some pump flow BMX track. This is legit mountain biking. Carvin's Cove for sure is. Explore Park, it most certainly is. And the short track courses, you know, obviously that's a niche in of itself, but you know, all of these courses are phenomenal and deserving of a national championship. All right, you can see Nino right here. It's getting close to the end of the course. And as you go down this really fresh descent, super fun. They've made it to where you can fly through here. It's wide and it flows well. You take this hard, super hard right switchback, and you go down a real steep bank, and it's heading towards a creek crossing. And if there's a technical spot on the trail that, you know, could maybe cause some concern, especially, you know, without having a chance to pre-ride it, this would be one of the spots. You go over this little hump. It's got some loose rocks, and it's real steep, and then just roll right on into the bridge. It's really not hard, but at the initial glance, you know, like you really don't know what's coming because it's kind of blind because the hump blocks your vision. But I was behind Nino. I watched Nino go over like it was nothing, so I was like, well, it can't be that bad. So I did it. But I will say it was, you know, I mean, it's not super easy. It's at least a challenge. You cross over the bridge, and once you cross over that bridge, this is the last climb that takes you to the main road. That would be the finish line area. And this climb is freshly built. It's been well constructed. It's got perfectly cut switchbacks, but I will say the switchbacks are steep, and it does get the blood and legs pumping. It's a climb pretty much the entire time. You know, you get a little bit of a speed going down into the next little bump up, but all things considered, it's a climb from the bottom to the top. And the switchbacks are where it really picks up the gradient. As you're familiar with other trails, that's pretty much the way it works. That being said, as you make it to the top here, you hang a hard left turn, and you get on this perfectly made asphalt road that's wide enough for, you know, 10, 12 bikes wide. That's why I said it's just, you could not really get a better spot to come out of the woods. And, you know, if you're in a tight race, you have more than the opportunity to be able to sprint to the finish. And it's wide enough and safe enough and has the perfect traction. Even if it's pouring down rain, you're still going to be able to get some grip on this. So, you know, watch Nino come through here. We're going to take this left turn. You'll see this road, and we can only assume the gate's going to be open. I'm sure it will be, but you know, where the gate is, you know, consider that to be open come race day, and I'm sure it'll have the cool USA Cycling National Championship banners lined up through this area through here. But somewhere in this area through here is where I anticipate this start finish will be, and you can only imagine the number of fans and spectators. You know, Roanoke Valley is a mountain bike capital of the East Coast, and it will be tons and tons and tons and tons of people. This is not some place that's like new to mountain biking and they're just getting their feet wet in it. Mountain biking is established in Roanoke. It's established in Virginia, and the citizens, even if they don't race, they support it. And I can't even imagine what this elite men, elite women field is going to have for spectators. It's going to be insane regardless of weather. So if you like, you know, putting on a show in front of tons of people, this is the national championship to attend. Trust me. That being said, you know, we can't wait to see my little boy, you know, get his chance for gold. So, you know, hopefully you get a chance to root on little Nino. His race is 3 p.m. on Sunday. He's the last one to go. He's 8 years old, racing 6 to 8 year category. He's been racing up all year long. His entire life he's raced up in age, and this is the one time he gets to race kids his own age. So we're hoping old Neen will get the national championship. But hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. Good luck to you on your journey for the national championship. I hope you get your Stars and Stripes jersey, and we'll see you on the trails.